He's here.
Well, what are you waiting for? Jack, do you know how I managed to stay mayor for so long?
Oh, yeah, I know. Is that what you wanted to talk about?
No, Jack, it's not that. I've stayed in my position because at the very beginning of my career, I learned an important rule. If someone, anyone, friend or enemy, if they want something bad enough, you can hook them with it.
I know just what you mean.
What does Jack Boyd want? A good pension? Doubtful. $500,000. I think that whole nonsense is a myth. The others might think that you just want a paltry sum of money and you'll walk away. I think, no, I'm sure of it. You want what you've always wanted, to remain the chief of police. And only I can give that to you. You are to lead a special operation against Chaffee. I want your team to come down like a hammer on his stinking restaurant. I want you to personally be there and stand in front of the cameras. And I want this fairy shot during his arrest, 12 bullets at least. I want to see his mutilated body all over the airwaves. I expect a perfectly planned operation. And if you keep me happy, you'll keep your job for another 1.5 years. I think we have an agreement, huh?
Not 1.5 years, Mr. Rogers. For the rest of my life.
You think you can dictate terms, Jack?
Yeah. Because if someone wants something bad enough, you can hook them with it. I think we have an agreement.
Oh my god, Mayor Rogers, what is your fucking issue? What the hell? What did we even do wrong? We didn't go to his stupid protest? Jesus. And he wants me to vote for him? Or kill Robespierre or whatever? Hulk Hogan ain't coming to work. Great. Yeah, go home, Lai. Go home, Vickers. Go home, Underwood. Go home, Yamamoto. Go home, Trevor. Everyone can go home. I don't care. That's how we're playing it. Everyone can go home. Go see your families. It don't matter. We're in the home stretch. It don't matter. Just be happy you're alive.
1210 in progress.
No, we're doing Kochi and Robbins for this one. I've been staying at the motel with my sweetie, having a little fun and relaxing, when he saw a creepy guy with a scar on his face coming out of the next room. I recognize this guy. I've seen him on TV. He's still here. I always find these fake, but last time it was real, so let's just send people. Whatever. It's real, it's real. If not, it's not. Whatever.
414 in progress.
A teacher bit a boy in his face because he was biting the other children. The police are on the phone with child's mother. Come arrest this menace or I'll shoot her like a mad dog. Great.
And you appeared in the night, just a shadow, barely in sight.
Good job.
That no good people
I would like to do this before the end of the game. Requesting reinforcements.
it's been born
Really?
of loving
I'm trying to put them here. Sure, you can have reinforcements. There you go. That's, yeah, I'm waiting for Mole to come back for that one.
1310 in progress.
Telemarketer lured Claire Dick to a clinic for a free rejuvenation procedure. She arrived at 2 o'clock and received various injections. Afterward, her whole body was swollen, her muscles went numb, and her face trembled with unbearable pain. Moreover, the clinic is requiring her to pay the full amount of $500 for the procedure. She doesn't have that kind of money, so they insist she'll have to pay in installments. So? Why do I care? Like, what are you telling me for?
In progress.
Robbery. A man was robbed by 2 thugs with nunchucks. One came from behind and hit me in the back of the knees. The other struck me right in the nose. I didn't pass out, but near enough. They took all my money and walked away slowly. Interesting. They will deal with that just fine.
1310 complete.
in my bones.
Great.
1110.
Oh my gosh, chill out.
Disappeared in the
Gravelly voice of Mrs. Adams just phoned in with a new demand. There's brazen black virgins. What the fuck? Spreading their infection. That's so fake. What are you talking about? Their infection? Cleaner was mopping her boss's office, found a strange bundle of wires. These are all fake. These are both fake calls. Who gives a shit?
still no good. It's been born of loving.
Oh. 2 guys with nunchucks are calmly walking down the street. Pounce on them.
910.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, right. I was going to switch Hunter to Shift A. And that looks to be the only one. Okay. These are both fake calls. I'm not going to these calls.
In progress.
An elderly woman with Alzheimer's barricaded herself in the room with all the medications, started swallowing everything she could get her hands on. Nurse says she can't break the door down on her own. Samadhi's come in with Ozaki. And we're playing a new song. It's going to be this one. Wow, flyers for a hairdresser salon. Wow, a bunch of wires. Who would have thought? The bunch of wires were a bunch of wires? No. You don't say.
112 in progress.
Passerby saw a car drive up under the curve, knock over a trash can, speed off, swerving down the road. You gotta deal with the drunk driving. There's children walking around Robbins. Darnell Roy.
411.
Suicide threat dealt with. What's going on with the abduction? We need more. It's fine. These last days have been so easy.
112.
It's probably just because we haven't, we didn't do the gas thing. I feel like first time I played, I did the gas thing, everyone died, it was impossible. Now I'm like, oh, this is easy. This is easy. No problem.
Mr. Boyd, there's some armed men on the floor. Mr. Boyd, there's a lot of them.
I didn't catch that. Say again?
Excuse me, Mr. Boyd. It seems I accidentally frightened your secretary. Ah, they published these stories in a book? My grandfather read me these stories from the old newspapers whenever I was ill. As a child, I was often ill, several times a year. And you know what, Mr. Boyd? You're no Bobby Flash.
I'm aware of that.
No. I mean it as a compliment. You want to clean up all the crime in Freeburg, right?
Or so I dreamed, once upon a time.
Do you know why you failed, Mr. Boyd? Do you know why Bobby Flash always wins? Because when you're surrounded by cartoon criminals, the only way to win is to become a cartoon cop. You're no cartoon, Mr. Boyd. You suffer too much. You have too many doubts, too much fear, too much internal conflict. Maybe that's why the people of this city forgive all your mistakes, because you seem like a real human being. If Bobby Flash made a mistake, we'd never forgive him. From Bobby Flash, we want cold, calculated perfection, and this is why I've decided that I don't mind if you keep your job.
What, have you abandoned your insane plan to storm the city hall?
You think it insane? To solve all my problems in a single stroke, assuming, of course, that we're properly prepared.
Let's say we do burn City Hall to the ground and kill Rogers. What next? You simply walk into the smoke-filled room and take a seat in his smoldering chair?
No, Mr. Boyd. I've been preparing for a year for what happens next. I'll give the prosecutor's office an impressive folder with compromising evidence against Rogers. Information about how he suppressed his political adversaries, finally lost his mind, and plotted to rain blood on the streets of Freeburg. Of course, Troy Starr, faithful City Hall employee that he is, will easily confirm all this. At the same time, my dear Jordan will finally decide to break her silence and tell everyone how that fool Rogers threatened her, forced her to kill all the victims of his sexual violence to ensure their unpleasant stories would never come to light. Of course, everyone will understand that we didn't have time for formal complaints. The night before Mayor Rogers' private security detail would plunge the city into chaos, our valiant police chief Jack Boyd made the difficult decision to arrest the mayor of Freeburg. Unfortunately, Rogers descended into delusion and engaged in a shootout with the police, which ended in his death. We'll have to call an early election to replace the mayor, and of course, it won't be too difficult to win the election fairly.
And then?
You know, Mr. Boyd, most of the facts that I collected in Rogers' file are quite true. Anyone who reads through the mountain of evidence would have no doubt that this man was the most vile person in the world. Murderer, a rapist, thief, racist, sexist. Are you a sexist, Mr. Boyd?
I'm sorry?
Are you a sexist, Mr. Boyd? Or perhaps racist?
I try not to be.
That's it. I as well. Although I have long been known under a revolutionary pseudonym, I myself am no revolutionary. I believe in evolution. I am convinced that a city which offers such broad support for racist gangs, a city where people cheer as feminist protests are suppressed, a city which for decades has tolerated corrupt officials, I say this city has no interest in a mayor who unconditionally stands for freedom, equality, and the rule of law. Not yet. But perhaps they are ready for a mayor who tries to stand for freedom, equality, and the rule of law. At least when the situation allows it. That's why you're so popular, Mr. Boyd. The city is ready for people like you and me, for people who are ready to make compromises. I'm counting on you, Mr. Boyd.
And, when will they be ready?
I beg your pardon?
You said that the city isn't ready for a mayor who stands for freedom, equality, and the rule of law. When will they be ready? Who decides when they're ready?
I'll decide.
Oh my god, I have to decide. The biggest decision since Varga and Sand. Do I support the mayor or do I support Robespierre? My political view will be revealed? Obviously, I mean, come on. For me? Yeah. We're going Robespierre, we're going Chaffee. That's my man. Roth didn't come into work today. Canoe didn't come into work today. Fall didn't come into work today. You can go home. You cannot 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 go home. I don't care if you're tired. We need you. Look. I don't know what's gonna happen when I'm gone, but you only got a few more days with me. You can't go home. That's not how this is. You have to stay with me. You have to support me through these last few days. Look how close we are to the end. You have to support me. Mr. Boyd, I decided to make the challenge a little easier for you. Unfortunately, our friend Troy Starr can't risk his cover by prying too deeply into City Hall security details, but I found another solution. Over the next 2 weeks, you will be directed to certain people who may possess useful information. Useful, that is, for planning the assault on City Hall. Some of these people not feel like talking, so you might need to send more than 1 or 2 detectives. Plus, some of them might get cold feet and decide not to share their information with us, even try to flee the city, so don't delay. Yes. Unemployed, the former head of City Hall, dismissed 18 months ago for failure to report to duty. Okay. Pawn caretaker, great. So detectives are very useful right now because we need a lot of information. Shopkeeper reports that a naked older woman just ran past the store. She was barefoot with long gray hair. She looked inside the shop, completely naked except for a blanket thrown over her shoulders. When I offered to help, the old woman just cursed and went on her way. Powers can deal with that all on his own. Retiree Hilda Hutchinson reports that several school children are running around the street turning over trash cans. Someone quick, teach these little assholes a lesson. Spain can do that. Theft. Amy Marvin said that a homeless man snuck into the kitchen, ate almost everything there was, including powdered sugar. We locked him there. Take this asshole to the station. Colazar. I like these one-person calls. They feel nice. See, look at that. It's just satisfying to have like 3 calls be done immediately with only 3 people gone. And look, they're back. They're already back. Wow, amazing. I assume we don't have anyone here. Give me Antanashi! I demand Antanashi. Give me all the freaking detectives. We'll fire them if we have to. Oh, assault. Hold on. 12 positions are marked in the location where you'll need to place your available forces. Some of these points are poorly protected and are suitable for an assault, while others will stand up to a tank. To figure out which spot are the weakest, interrogate people and gather information. Send up with 3 fighters to each point based on what they're good at and the information you've been able to collect. An experienced commander who coordinates operations usually heads a small group of fighters during the assault. Okay, we learn this stuff slowly, and then we place them. Right, I remember this. Okay. So the Aarons are helping us. Aaron Jensen, unemployed, the former head of security, dismissed 18 months ago for failure to report to duty. The main entrance to City Hall is a real thoroughfare. A terrorist could walk through there like nothing. I kept telling them give me an experienced military force, preferably with large caliber rifles, but nobody paid any attention. Terrorists could walk through there like nothing happened. Mobile fighter equipped with assault rifles and light equipment, responsible for sweeping the premises and able to penetrate a building using non-standard entryways, including windows or roof. Soldier in heavy gear carrying a ram and several types of explosives available to break through protected and reinforced positions, can target any object to create a tactical advantage. They usually work alongside assaulters who provide cover. Covert fighter equipped with binoculars and rifles with telescopic sights. They track field operations from a distance, provide cover. Soldier in special diving equipment designed for combat missions underwater, armed with light machine guns and underwater cutting torches. Interesting. So, I'm gonna assume the water is 1 and 2, just by default. Oh, here. Recently, we tried to replace a rusted out sewer grate in the pond away from the boat station. We sent in a young diver who panicked. The muddy water he lost his thing, nearly drowned. I asked for a couple more experienced driver, but nobody showed. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. Experienced commander coordinates operations, heads a small group of fighters during an assault. Possibly you? Possibly. Give me another song. Give me this one. Out there in the trees. Ralph Engel approached a girl to ask for directions, and she took him for a client who wanted to buy cocaine. I'm up for anything in life, but never drugs. My mother won't even let me try wine. Give me Bailey, Spain, and Huang. A group of friends got drunk and decided to play a game of darts using knives. One of the guys missed and injured a young female. Grant, Cintron Coleman, Beardsell, O'Sullivan. Great. A high school student is selling guns in the school bathroom. This brat bought a whole backpack full, said one school worker. What the hell? Yeah, we can go crazy on that one. And look at that, everyone's out. It's like the old days. Everyone's out. Ah, see, just like the old days. Hopefully this is some fake call. Knife is still stuck in the girl's side. Wound is bleeding. There's a menacing crowd gathering around the man who threw the knife. Pull it out of the girl's body and throw it at the man. Man jumps on the bar and runs for the exit. Trip him with the nightstick. Hell yeah, that was awesome. That's like a great action scene we just partook in. Please be fake, drone mech. Yes! Flower pot, yes!
Got a situation here.
Bathroom is empty, but one of the booths is closed. There's some clattering coming from inside. Hey kid, you got a pen I can borrow. Door of the booth swings open. Out flies a guy wearing a backpack, 2 guns in hands. He shoots wildly into the wall. Shoot to kill. Kill this fucking kid if we have to. I don't care. I don't care. Our girlfriends are planning another party. We want something really special. Choose some of your more well-built and sexually uninhibited employees. We'll take care of the rest. What? Okay, yeah. Strippers? Yep, you can be strippers. Go for it. An informant says that 3 women are traveling together. They come to the city to sell stolen diamonds. Jewels are hidden up the ass of one of the women. These ogre songs are too short. That's the only issue with them. No wonder I haven't played them a lot when I played before. I would like my people to come back before this. They are coming back just fine. Great. Hopefully none of you quit because of this. Oh, god damn it. I knew it. Fuck, boss. If we wanted to shake our asses pole dancing, we wouldn't have spent so much time at the academy. Those Sinchard really loved it. Oh, especially the one called Granny. She really took him under her wing. I don't think he'll be coming back to work anytime soon. That's kind of like a happy ending for him, I would say. Like, I'm cool with that, yeah. If he wants to be like a full-time stripper now, that's cool. It's honestly very cool, yeah. An enraged man yelling into the phone complained about a neighbor who is making such a racket in the next house that he can't sleep. This degenerate turned up his speakers to the max again and started rapping. Whole house is shaking. Just be careful with him. The fool thinks he's some kind of gangster, so he brought himself several guns, which he always brings out. He doesn't have any sense. He might start shooting. Okay, that sounds serious. You're drunk, so you'll probably die if you go out. Because that's just what happens, it seems. Okay, what's going on here? Peter Murphy and Jim Collins work as plumbers. They go on calls together. They don't wear uniforms. They prefer tracksuits. The kidnappers took 2 black boys and a dark-skinned girl. The kidnappers escape with the children in a white van. Okay. Young teacher was focused on a book, didn't notice the kidnappers came behind her and knocked her out. We found a rag with traces of chloroform, the novel Catcher in the Rye, some fake tickets for a performance by the magic illusionist Harry Baryshnikov, and a wrench. Okay, there's a lot of angles going on here. So what's going on here? Yeah, there we go. Peter Murphy, longtime member of a racist gang. Murphy believes that all black people take jobs away from whites and wants to solve the problem once and for all. Jesus fucking Christ. Jim Collins, faithful friend of Peter Murphy, obeys Murphy's orders, hopes to become a member once he's completed a few assignments. Let's go for Peter Murphy. That'll be next. Tomorrow, though, when Mole shows up. That's good, though. We did that. Noise complaint dealt with. Amazing. Okay. Police station hates me! They hate me so much. I can't do anything. I can't do anything about it. Oh my gosh. Why are you keep changing your political opinions? What the hell? They're too easily influenced by what they read on Reddit or something. Like, what's going on? Somebody on Facebook wrote that Robespierre sucks, and they were like, oh shit, you're right, I didn't realize. Jim Collins, Peter Murphy, Robbins, and Kochi. Dennis Wolf murder, no! 455, Jesus. No, share with my staff, yes! Yes! Investigations. What am I trying to do? Doesn't matter. Ambulance brought in a man suffering from a gunshot wound to the stomach. Ambulance was brought into SBV, which 2 armed men exited wearing black suits. The ambulance driver saw them and phoned the police. They're here to finish off the job. What are you talking about? Really? What? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about, so I'll just send people? We threw a great party for our retiring accountant Marcel Piatek. Part of the surprise was a big cake with the stripper inside. We had fun, drank a lot of drinks. When we brought the cake in the room, stripper didn't pop out. Girls was lying inside, showing no signs of life. It's unclear whether she asphyxiated, overdosed, or just died of natural causes. We didn't call an ambulance. She was way beyond help, but the party could still be saved because he sent a couple of men so they can quietly carry out the body. We didn't tell Marcel she was dead, only that she felt ill and lost consciousness. Her accountant is a cute little elderly man, and his heart could give out if we hit him with the news. Sure. Oh, new people, but no Itadashi! Obviously we need... Wait. Where are your political opinions? Hold on. Oh, we don't have our snitch. Hold on. That's what it was. Hire a snitch, yes. Tar is my snitch. That's what we needed. Okay, I miss you, Wolf. I'm so sorry. I will declare you dead, though, I promise. Ozaki, Durak, and Smith should all be moved to Shift A because they are supporters of Robespierre. Speaking of supporters of Robespierre, Shift A. And I would like you as well. Shift A. Because you are also good. Caught. Great. Do we have to catch both of them? Jeanette Allen, a nun, said that she and her wards from Sunday school came to a tour of Freiburg, but as they were pursuing their cultural activities, they came upon a shocking sight. There were 6 men and 2 women exposing themselves right there in the park, started caressing each other, kissing, and committing other shameful acts. An elderly lady who was walking by fell down dead upon seeing the horrific display. She's now in a better world, but what about the poor children? What are you talking about? I don't know. Just send those 4, I guess. Refuse. You don't need backup. You're lying. It's just fake. What's going on here? I served the state for many years, digging in the muck every time a pipe breaks. City Hall was always trying to save a buck, but they paid me well while it lasted. Then some shady repair firm came in, swallowed up all the government contracts. I always suspected Mayor Rogers was getting a kickback, so I was out on the street, but I had all my own knowledge, how I could start giving tours of the city's utility systems. For example, I bet no one but me knows you go down a certain manhole, you can find a wobbly wall, break through it, and you'll be right under City Hall in the cellar with the archive documents, which are never even really guarded. A certain manhole. Where's the manhole? Does it say, like, what these are? Oh, here, 5. Breacher? What is that? That's a 3? 5, 3. Wait, what? Why are there 2 5s? What is this? Okay, I guess it's a 3? Okay. I feel like that should be there.
410A in progress.
Okay, chill out, chill out. Lots of stuff going on. I wish there were more songs at the end here, but I get that it's a short section of the game. Okay, that didn't work. We should have sent somebody else. Fair enough. Old man looking out window saw a woman covered in blood sitting in the pavement near the Lucky Color shop. That's fake. Sierra Bittner saw 2 of her neighbors and 8 of their friends grab a man in Santa Claus suit. They tied him up, dragging him to an apartment. They were obviously on some kind of drugs. They were pointing pistols at Santa. After that, I heard them singing Christmas songs, dancing around while Santa was screaming and crying for help. Actually, I'm going to send Robbins and Kochi back on this. I'm going to send you. Griffith can stay. Yeah, I just don't believe this is a real thing. Yeah, can of red paint. Yep, yep. So true.
311 Looks like we have a situation here.
Okay, so next is you, Garrett Hall. I would like mole on that. At first, they can't hear knocking because of all the noise. Everything calms down. Stone voice asks who's there. Santa's helpers open up. Apartment falls into turmoil. Some of the suspects begin to climb out. Don't move or I'll shoot.
711
Gypsy camp is settled on the outskirts of the city. Local skinheads are outraged. 24 of the thugs armed with metal pipes attack the gypsies, many of whom are women and children. Hurry, they're beating everyone, even the children. Shadow one witness over the telephone. Yeah, just send everyone. I don't care. Not fucking with that. Alright, send Mole on this. I have full faith in Mole. She's our greatest detective. Tearful young man with a guitar started bawling philosophical songs under the window of a house. People were throwing garbage at him, but he kept on singing something. If no-born babies could speak, they would be the most intelligent beings on earth. The neighbor grabbed a gun, went to confront him. I'm afraid it's not going to end well. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Green team can go to that one, honestly.
311 complete.
Great. Terrorism investigation has started. And we got the frames immediately, thankfully. Now let's make sure that tomorrow's squad is also working on that. Great. Ooh. Cross didn't come into work today. You drank too much, go home. I don't give a shit about your immune system. Go home. Go home. Don't go home. Don't go home. Go home. Don't go home. Oh my gosh. Don't go home. Don't go home. Everts, have you flip-flopped already? What the heck? It's like your first day and you've already flip-flopped. Why do these people care that much about their political opinions if they're changing them every day? Doesn't even make sense. People are not that easily swayed, I swear. Foreman. Payne. We could hire a detective. I don't care about a detective. I care about an officer. You. First shift A. Which one would need more detectives? I don't know. Probably shift B. I don't really know. Oh, and then you have flip-flopped. Move you. Move you. The floppers. Yeah, wait for the detectives on that one. Actually, hold on. We can just take Armstrong off this case. Put in Tar. That's better. Then send you. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay.
1111 in progress.
Mrs. Bukovsky complains of a strange smell and smoke that regularly comes from her neighbor's trailer. I don't know what they're cooking in there, but it's obviously gonna be some illegal shit. It's probably just, like food, would be my guess. They brought me in as an outside contractor when the court roof quickly and thoroughly... Wait, when the court roof started leaking, City Hall offered us a lot of money to do the job quickly and thoroughly, but they only paid us half what they promised. I remember it like yesterday, standing on the roof of the courthouse just before we finished the job, and I glanced up at the mayor's office thinking I could put a bullet into that greedy, lying asshole. What does that tell me, though? Just that it started leaking? Oh, that you can see... Oh, that you can see the mayor's office from the court roof. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, so let's put a sniper there then. And I assume we would also be putting snipers here. We could change that if something else comes to light, but that's my thoughts. We'll see on that.
I've got nothing but cold in my bones.
412 feet in progress.
And
Investigation has started. Oh, that's a big one.
in the night.
During the last months I worked there, Rogers threw a tantrum about the window cleaner parking his hoist right outside his office. He acted like he was having a heart attack. Remember yelling, "What if he had a weapon? I'd be a sitting duck. No one else goes up to the roof without my permission." He's about to move his office to another wing of the building, but he's changed his mind because he likes seeing the courthouse out of his window. Why would he want to keep staring at the courthouse? Who knows? Where he really belongs is an asylum.
No God's been born of loving you.
So maybe that means a sniper should be here, and they should just all be sniping? I don't know, because his window's right there. Their names all start with an A. Window cleaner parking his hoist right outside his office. Something like that, I don't know. Not 100% sure on that one. Give me a billabong, please. That was real? Oh, what the hell? I did not suspect that for a second. Okay. All they said was there was like smoke and smell. Why does that tell me drugs? What if they were making like curry? I don't know. What if they were like barbecuing burgers? I don't know. Some customers didn't leave a tip for the waiter and he became furious. He grabbed a fork, caught up with them at the exit, threatened to stick a fork in the fuckers' throats. Bailey, Barton, everyone. Great.
113 feet in progress.
Carjacking. Main hospital has reported a stolen ambulance. Some guy with a gun stepped in the road right in front of an ambulance, pulled the driver out of a vehicle, and drove off. Okay. Just send a bunch of people.
We've got a situation
Waiter is waving a
here.
fork around, threatening to fight an old woman and her grandson. Pepper spray, please.
412 feet. 113 feet. Please.
Carjacking. Wow. That's so cool. Give me these investigations, and I want... We're on the green shift. Yeah, this is good. So we have all these people we can throw on that. And this one already has all these people, so that's great.
1210 in progress.
Mrs. Maldonado complained of a suspicious man sitting with his camera in the bushes. The pervert is photographing little girls. Probably just like a photographer. Just send people just in case it's a real thing, but it just sounds like a photographer. Jack, I just wrote a new hit. I need some cops on backing vocals. Looking for your most brutal guys. I'll throw you some cash. They can drink whatever they want. I want it to be 100% natural. Okay, yeah. These are good rappers, so I'm sending them, of course.
12 checks complete.
Arts. Student at the art school. Yeah, that would make sense. I agree.
Year 12 in progress.
Thank you, we had a great time. I drank so much I wore that track out. MC Drumpf said Huang has some cool vibes and decided to record the whole album with him. We won't be seeing him at work anymore, only on stage. That's a happy ending for him. I like that. I like a happy ending for Huang. He will now be a rapper. Crowd of people from the Church of Satan gathered around the corn monument, splashed black paint all over it, and proclaimed it a symbol of Lucifer's fertility. Why? Who cares? What are you talking about? Just send a bunch of fucking people to that.
9/11 in progress.
Theft, video rental shop. A video store owner reports that several teenagers came into his shop, discreetly hid some action movies in their t-shirts and shorts, then quietly moved towards the exit. He ran after them and caught one of the offenders, but the rest scattered. Come collect this thief. The jerk is already in tears, ready to turn all his friends in too. Could Everts go on that? Everts' first mission? Everts will be like, I was like you once, Forb. I used to support Robespierre, but I've since come to the side of Mayor Rogers, and you should too.
12 complete.
And Forbes is like, what are you talking about? You just started working here. Like, who are you?
9/11
Terrorism. Great. Cool. Terrorism. That's fun. Garrett Hall is the leader of the Snow Warriors. He always wears a suit and carries a briefcase. Hall spreading an idea that black people are gradually taking away white jobs. Sunday services are crowded. It won't be easy to blend in with the crowd. It would be easy. Sorry. C4 explosives detonate him at a distance. Like this. There we go. I didn't realize, I thought that was like a grenade. I was like, why would I do this? But then I realized, oh, that's just C4. Garrett Hall is crazy about donuts. He's also crazy about terrorism and racism. So that's cool. Or, you know, not cool, but still. It's a thing. It is certainly the reality we're living in. Oh, poker game. Hold on. Of course I would have joined. What the hell? We're doing more poker? Oh my gosh. The boys are back in town. Ski whoa. Let's go crazy. Of course Jan doesn't want in on that one, but Florian does. Florian wants in on that one. Let's go crazy, Florian. Okay, we actually have such a bad hand. That's funny. That's very funny. Respect, Florian, respect. Just check. Okay, we forgot how our strats worked. I don't know Avi Carlos's gimmick. Check. Yeah, call. Bet crazy. Bet crazy. What? Florian folded. Oh. Oh, Florian folded. That's interesting. Huh. Maybe Avi Carlos's thing is that he's like regular? You like the 100 bet? I don't have anything. Oh, now I have something. I have a 2 pair. Yeah, keep it coming. Oh my god, his 2 pairs were better than mine! Ooh. Let's just go all in and watch Florian call. And if we lose all our money, we lose all our money. That's fine. We played one... Oh, no. We played one nice and easy. We're playing this one fast and loose. Like, look at this 8-7 I'm betting 2,000 for. This is nothing. 8. Yep. 8. All in. Fast and loose. Fast and loose. No! Let's go! Take that, Florian. We got our money back. Avi Carlos has to... Aww. Okay. Then... bet 9K and watch Florian flock to call that. Look at that full house. That's a sweet full house. Oh, ours is better. Ours is better. Ooh. Ooh. All right, we're good. We can cash out. I'm happy with that. Just taking Florian's money as usual. Very nice. Can I take the day? No. Hold on. That is it for now. Thank you for coming. I will see you next time.